Hey guys, my name is Sal and thanks for tuning into this week's episode of my new YouTube show called Motivate Yourself. The show where we're going to help people build self-confidence and find the motivation that they need to go out, turn their life around, achieve their goals, and find true happiness. So on this week's episode, we're going to talk about the 7-step process that I use personally to go out, set, and achieve all of my goals, whether it be health, fitness, business, no matter what it is. Step number 1. Determine what your goal is. Now, when you're determining what your goal is, you're going to want to be very specific. You don't want to say something like, I want to lose weight or I want to be rich. You're going to want to say, I want to lose 100 pounds by the end of the year, or I want to make $500,000 a year in the next 2 years. Something like that, where you're giving yourself a deadline and you're being very specific to what the end point of that goal is. So you're not just saying, I want to lose weight. You're saying, I want to lose 100 pounds. That gives yourself something to strive to, because you lose 5 pounds and you lost weight, but that's not the body you necessarily want. Or you could make $5. That's $5 more than you had. You're making more money, but it's not where you want to be. So be specific with yourself and set yourself deadlines. Those deadlines are very important. Now, when you set those deadlines, make sure you meet them. Hold yourself to it. Hold yourself accountable. Meet those deadlines. Otherwise, they're pointless to have. Step number 2, determine where your mindset is. Are you ready to take on this goal? Is this something that motivates you, makes you happy, makes you excited, makes you want to get out of bed at 5 a.m. and work towards this goal? Or is this something that you're uncomfortable with doing? Something maybe you might be embarrassed about doing, something that you might be self-conscious about. People who sing or draw often are self-conscious about their work, and they really rely on the opinion of others to do this. And I say to determine where your mindset is, because that's the first step in making progress towards a goal, is to conquer your mindset. If you're not ready to do this, you have to get your mindset ready. Otherwise, you'll never actually do it. You can plan and do all you want towards it, but you will never actually execute these goals unless your mindset is ready. Now that brings us to step number 3. Why do you guys have that mindset? Say you're overweight and you want to drop 50 pounds by the end of the year, but you're afraid to go to the gym because you're afraid people are going to make fun of you while you're there, or you're afraid that you're going to be tired and not be able to do the exercise, or maybe you're just being lazy. Maybe you don't want to stop watching TV. Maybe you don't want to get your diet right. Maybe you don't want to stop eating junk food or chocolate or pizza. There could be a million things that could be preventing you from getting done what you need to be done. You need to figure out why, the core of why you feel that way, so that way you could conquer it. Another thing that I see pretty often is people chasing dreams that aren't really their dreams. How many times do you hear about the person who took over their family business, but they really don't want to be doing that? They wanted to be a singer, they wanted to be an actor, they wanted to be a NASCAR driver, whatever they wanted to do. They're not living their dreams because they were forced into a situation where, or they feel like they were forced into a situation where they had to take over that family business, and that's not really what they want to do. So they're setting goals to achieve something that they don't really care about. And if you don't care about it, if you don't have the passion for it, you're going to give up on it. And that's going to bring us to step number 4. This one's important, guys. So now we figured out where our mindset's at, why our mindset is the way it is. Now we're going to figure out, how do we cope with that mindset? How do we get ourselves motivated when we don't have the motivation? How do we get ourselves energized when we don't have the energy? Where do we start when we have no idea what we're doing? My biggest piece of advice to you guys, because a lot of people love to just jump right into things and they want to throw 100 pounds on each side of the barbell and try to bench press like they've been lifting their whole life. Take things slow. Take things one step at a time. Because what's going to happen is you're going to try to do all these different things that you have no experience in, or you've never done before. Maybe you have little experience in them, and you're going to get overwhelmed. And when you get overwhelmed, what's going to happen? You're going to give up. Whether you're a quitter naturally or not, you're going to get overwhelmed and you're going to give up. So you want to take small, maybe you can't do 3 sets of 10 push-ups. Maybe you could do 3 sets of 5 push-ups though. Maybe you could do 3 sets of 3 push-ups. Maybe you could only do 1 set of 3 push-ups. But if you do that 1 set of 3 push-ups every day for a month, The next month, maybe do 1 set of 5 push-ups. A month after that, 1 set of 7 push-ups. A month after that, you do your 1 set of 10 push-ups. A year later, you'll be doing those 3 sets of 10 push-ups. And maybe more. But you want to take it 1 step at a time. You don't want to just dive into things that you're not ready for. Same thing goes for business. You don't want to just up and quit your job and go all into a business. Not without a plan. Not without the funds to get started. I mean, listen, there's a million things you can do for money out there. You could do Instacart. You could do DoorDash. You could do Uber. You could do these things to get money out there, but you're still working. If you're going to go all in, quit your job, make sure you have something lined up to bring some money in, because for the first few years, businesses are going to eat up at your money. They're going to eat up at your time. You're not going to see that ROI. You're not going to see that return on investment right away. So you want to be patient. You want to be persistent. All right, guys. Now that we got our mindset right, I'm going to take you to step number 5, which is make a plan, or as Tony Robbins will call it, your map. Because if you want to get from one place to the next, you want to have a map to direct you how to get there. MAP also stands for your Massive Action Plan, MAP. So just like when you're setting your goals for yourself, when you're making your map, you're going to want to be very detailed and specific. You're not going to want to say, I want to lose 20 pounds this month. You're going to say, I want to lose 5 pounds a week for the whole month. And at the end of the month, you lose 20 pounds. Then each week, instead of worrying about having to be 20 pounds lighter in a month, you worry about dropping that 5 pounds, and it keeps you focused each week. Drop 5 pounds, drop another 5 pounds the next week. And that's how you draw your map to get from where you're at to where you want to be. Now, another major tip that's going to help you guys out a lot while you're making your plan is learn how to time block. What time blocking is you're literally making a calendar for each day and saying, from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., I'm going to do this. From 10 a.m. to 11, I'm going to do that. And that's how you plan out each day. And you can either do it the night before, which is what I would recommend, or some people wake up in the morning and they like to do it because that way it's fresh in their head and it gives them the motivation that they need to start their day. So try to learn time blocking, guys. It'll really help keep you on track. So now I'm going to bring you guys to step number 6. Set and execute sub-goals. Now this kind of goes with step number 5 while you're making your plan. This is kind of what you're doing. You're setting these sub-goals. You're setting yourself a map. And then you got to execute these sub-goals. A lot of people never find the success that they're looking for, the success that they're working for, because they never get started. Because as I was saying earlier, they overwhelm themselves in the beginning and they give up before they even begin. Zig Ziglar says, you don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great. Because what's going to happen once you get started is you're going to start seeing progress. And once you start seeing progress, that's going to give you the momentum you need to keep going and going and going until you get to where you want to be. Like when you're at a gym, if you're going to the gym for 2-3 months and you're still the same weight, you're not seeing any progress, whether you're trying to gain weight, lose weight, if you're not seeing any progress, you're not going to keep going to the gym. You're going to be like, why the hell am I doing this? And the same thing goes for your business. If you're working, you're putting all your time, all your money, all your energy into building your business, 2-3 years later, you have 0 to show for it, 0 improvement, you're not going to keep chasing that dream. You're going to say, I'm wasting my time, and you're going to stop. One important thing to remember while you are executing these sub-goals is that you are going to have to make sacrifices. You're going to have to sacrifice going out with your friends on the weekends, watching movies with loved ones. I've even made sacrifices such as listening to music while I'm driving. I started listening to podcasts, playing video games at night I stopped doing, started reading books, sacrificed a few hours of sleep. Instead of waking up at 7, now I'm waking up at 5 every morning. And step number 7, the final step to achieving all your goals is achieve your goals. Now, these are more so some tips for after you achieve your goal, so that way you don't fall off. Because what happens is a lot of people, they'll get to where they want to be and then they'll get comfortable. They have this sense of entitlement, like, oh, I've already worked this many hours today, let me take the next 2 days off. Or I've already lost 20 pounds this month, let me go treat myself to some Burger King. You want to make sure you don't get comfortable, because once you get comfortable, you lose momentum. When you lose momentum, you stop moving forward. And if you're not moving forward, you can't grow. And one more thing I've learned from Tony Robbins is, if you're not growing, you're dying. If you're not getting healthier, you're getting unhealthier. If you're not moving towards success, you're moving towards failure. So please, guys, once you start achieving your goals, keep the momentum going. That's all I got for you today. Thanks for tuning in. If you like this episode, please share it with your friends, like it, subscribe to my new YouTube channel. If you have your own process that you use to achieve your goals, or maybe you have comments or questions about how I do mine, please feel free to ask them in the comment section. And follow me on TikTok at sal.n.motivation to see day by day how I'm working to be the best version of myself that I can be. One last thing, guys. I'm dropping a new episode every Motivation Monday, so you guys can come back, check out another episode of my new show, Motivate Yourself, next Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next week. Peace.